Hello everyone, Ron1 here. I wanted to go over what I put on the front end of the LittleWierdJeep here and why I did it. The first thing that was happening, all of a sudden I started to get some death wobble every now and then, about around 49 miles an hour. So, if I can crawl in here, this might look a little weird. So the first thing I did, checked out at Summit Jeep, and my tie rod end ball joints were worn, and there was some slop in them. And in the pitman arm here, had some slack in both ends and wobbling. So I went with RPMFAB's 1-ton front end kit. A couple reasons for that. I like the stoutness, I like their aluminum bar, I like the look, and plus it's an Arizona company, Chandler, Arizona. And on the tie rod and the drag link here is 1.5 inch solid aluminum T6 7075. They have 1-ton ball joint ends on it, and they're all got greasable zerks on them there. So once that was put on, that took care of the death wobble. Then I've always had, since I got this Jeep about 6 months ago, I've had real flighty steering. Every little groove in the road, it would kind of catch and really go back and forth. So my caster was off because of the lift. When the person I bought this from did the lift, they never did anything to help with the steering angles. So I only had about 3.5 degrees of caster. So I had put on most recently here some, and I'll try to get a better look over here. I'll move the camera up here, but there's some 2-inch RPMFAB aluminum, same T6 7075 solid bar, adjustable lower control arm, so I can get that caster adjusted. And those control arms have rock crawler competition joints in them, and again, grease zerks in them, so pretty good front end system now, and that did take care of just about all my flightiness. I attribute the little bit that's left to these big flat Nittle tires I've got on here. They're kind of real square, flat edges, and I know when trucks I've had in the past, when I had a real flat, squared tire, they tend to catch grooves a little easier. So down the road we'll be getting probably some Falcon tires, solve that problem. But let's get under here and look at those control arms a little better if we can. And something else I forgot to mention while I was up under here on the front, when I had the lower control arms put in, I also had RPMFAB put in or I had Summit put in an RPMFAB aluminum track bar. So, and again, it's got greasable zerks in each end. That's 1.5 inch, and that might be 1.25 inch. I don't know. It's 1.5 inch, 1.25 inch solid T6 aluminum again. So my track bar had some play in it, so I thought I'd do that as well with the control arms. So again, let's get back, look at the control arms. Hard to get a good look at the control arms up under here, but over there is the driver's side one. I don't know if you can see the big rock crawler joints in there with the zerks on them, but then over here, passenger side, big old rock crawler joints in there. Pretty awesome. And these are our stock length. They replace the stock bar. Of course, they got much better joints and much stouter, so that's what I did on my front end to get it all straightened out. Then Summit Jeep for me put in a new steering stabilizer. Let's see if I can get that in the camera here. It's black, so you can hardly see it there. TerraFlex steering stabilizer. The one I had on there that came with the Jeep when I bought it used about 6 months ago was a nitrogen filled one, which aren't the best ones. So they put this one on, so I pretty much got an all new front end somewhat. Earlier I had put, and I did a video on the anti-rock off-road sway bars I put on it, which I'm very happy with on and off-road. So getting things in line here on this old Jeep. 2008 JKU, the Little Weird Jeep. So let's look at some my first pictures out doing just a little wash running with the new stuff on here.